What is going on, fellow Pyros and Patriot Pyros? We are right here at the deadline, 4th of July, 2024. And so we have some important news, bulletin updates. But before we get into the stories, I want to definitely give a shout out to all the Pyros that I normally live stream with. Didn't do too many live streams this year. Everything we, kind of got busy. Didn't get a lot of the guests. Everybody's out doing their own Patriot Pyro thing. But, it's all been fun. If you guys could bear with me, my voice is a little bit shaky. Been trying to kick this cold, whatever the case might be. Nevertheless, we finally have a firework explosion update. If you guys remember, we streamed this video on June 30th of 2021. This is where they set off that 5,000 pounds of fireworks. It was a bunch of the soda cans. Some of those ignorant police guys, bomb squads, decided to put it all into a truck, blow it up right in the middle of a neighborhood. And if you guys have followed any of the other important news updates, this family was never able, or the families were never able to go back home. Their homes have been destroyed since 2001. They haven't been able to celebrate, 2021. They haven't been able to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. They've been staying in hotels or whatnot, whoever the city has been paying for. And so the first news update, the city of LA has finally agreed to pay the victims up to $21 million in damages. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for something that could have been avoided. It's a lot of money for their stupidities to sit up there and blow stuff up in the middle of a neighborhood. Now, keep in mind, the guy that was busted, he had a bunch of other fireworks, 1.4, 1.3G and stuff. It was safe there, but I guess they didn't think it was safe enough to transport. However, obviously the guy got it there. And then, of course, they decided to set it off there in the middle of a truck, totally destroying the truck. Obviously, that's coming out of taxpayer dollars. So let's go ahead and play that important news clip so we can get updated as to what has transpired with these families.
Remember this, 3 years after this botched detonation of illegal fireworks in South LA, relief is finally coming for displaced residents. The city council has approved a new multi-million-dollar settlement for residents forced from their homes.
Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live outside the hotel tonight, where many of those residents have been living for years. Matthew.
That's right, Alex, Christine. Those residents are smiling tonight. They've been living at this hotel for about 3 years with an uncertain future. That future now becoming a lot more clear.
That measure is agreed to.
LA City Council Tuesday approving a new $21 million settlement for those jolted by LAPD's botched handling of illegal fireworks now 3 years ago.
It's sad that it took this long, but we're glad that the council unanimously decided to do that.
June 2021, LAPD's bomb squad ignited this massive explosion of illegal fireworks on 27th Street. 17 people injured, 35 buildings damaged, dozens of residents displaced, including Maria Velasquez.
I wish I could have smiled more, but I'm happy. I'm really happy for my family. I'm really happy for everybody in 27.
For the last 3 years, Maria, her family, and others have been living at this hotel in downtown LA.
It's nice to be in a hotel, but birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays, everything is awful. It's not, we can't even call this our home.
The new $21 million settlement includes housing at the hotel until February and $848,000 towards a new community fund. It's unclear how the $21 million will be distributed. Some people are going to think $20 million of taxpayer money, that's too much.
We absolutely agree. And the $10 million that has already been spent, that could have been used already to repair their homes. But the city council and the mayor dragged their feet on this issue, and that ended up costing the taxpayers way more money than was necessary.
LA City Councilman Curran Price admits the process has been agonizingly slow, adding the incident should never have happened and was entirely preventable. LAPD has learned from this disaster and has taken every necessary step to prevent such tragedies from occurring ever again.
Happy to know that it's finally, after 3 years of fighting for it, is finally coming.
Maria says they're anxious to see how much money they'll get exactly they plan to rebuild. Reporting live tonight, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
All right, so that's pretty much the update in regards to that situation. Honestly, I don't think $21 million is a lot of money. Obviously, we don't know how many people have been displaced. We don't know how many homes were damaged. People probably lost their jobs. They lost their vehicles. Car insurance probably went up. So we don't have a full breakdown as to the full damages. And keep in mind, a lot of those homes in that area are old and they would have to be demolished, rebuilt. So I don't know what exactly are they, how are they properly assessing it? Because even homes that didn't even sustain any type of damage, you're going to have some type of structural integrity damage to a lot of the other homes. I mean, that was a huge shock for them to let something off. But, you know, for the most part, if you guys want to enjoy a good fireworks show and watch fireworks set off properly, make sure you find your local neighborhood plug or your local neighborhood guy in the area that really properly knows how to shoot fireworks. Yeah, don't go to the LAPD because that's just definitely not the way to do it. All right, so we got another follow-up story here. This one is coming out from the city of Lancaster, and I wasn't really going to cover this too much. It kind of pertains to fireworks, and so the city of Lancaster has constructed something they called a dome or an iron dome, and what it does is anything in that area that sounds like a gunshot alerts the police to start recording all their cameras and everything in the area. And so a lot of the local neighbors or people in the city of Lancaster, which is in the Alamo Valley, are upset about that. They feel that it's an invasion of privacy. So the way the system is supposed to work is if a gunshot or something goes off, it starts to record everywhere. And I know that there's one particular area, I think it's called Lancaster Boulevard or whatever the case might be, where it says, hey, you're a smile, you're on camera. And so it could track your car, it could track your license plates and everything like that. So again, I didn't cover this story a little bit earlier. I was really kind of trying to tie it into fireworks, but I'm going to go ahead and share it with all of you anyway. And the sad part about this is, you know, there's been a lot of deaths recently within the city of Lancaster. They've had like 4 or 5 different mass murders. Cops really can't do anything about it. And so let's go ahead and play some of the information. A lot of people in that area are really not happy about it. And so what else sounds like a gunfire or a gunshot? Fireworks, of course. And so those of you who are planning on shooting fireworks in this particular city, you guys may need to be aware about this because they do have something in place to where I guess drones are supposed to go up. Cameras in every area are supposed to start recording, even if you're entirely innocent. And a lot of people are upset because it feels an invasion of privacy and it's not really directly related to a particular crime. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of that footage.
One of the biggest things for us was being able to determine the actual level of gunfire in an area using the ShotSpotter platform. We're finding that anywhere from 85 to 90% of our gunfire was going unreported. So we had people who would tell us that they were living in their bathtubs at night because they were afraid of gunfire, but they weren't calling the police because they didn't think there was anything we could do, or they didn't think we would do anything. That by having the ShotSpotter platform and them seeing officers responding day in and day out to calls regarding gunfire in their communities, it's given them more confidence to come forward to us and address these issues.
It's been a game changer for us. It's helped us respond to gunfire faster, more accurately, be able to make some better cases out of it, and actually get some really bad criminals off our streets.
Having that law enforcement presence immediately in those neighborhoods, responding to calls for service from the ShotSpotter, and being able to respond to that, and then encouraging the community to get involved. So all of that, that system of building trust in the community is really helpful.
With ShotSpotter, when you're responding to an activation, you have a pretty good idea exactly where that shooting's occurring, and you can have a planned response to it and have the resources in place. And that way, it actually helps avoid us getting into a situation where we have to use force, and it's been very successful for us.
With the ShotSpotter, you're getting a cruiser to every one of those incidents. You're picking up shell casings, which is building your NIDIN cases. You're creating heat maps. If you go into the Insight portal, it starts telling the story of what's going on in your city. So there's a lot of different dimensions to what ShotSpotter can do for you.
You know, we used to get calls from the public before telling us we had a shooting in this area of town. It was never very precise. A lot of times we'd spend a good amount of time wasting our time looking in areas where the shooting didn't occur. Now with ShotSpotter, we know exactly where to go to find that evidence, find that victim, find video coverage. I would characterize it as a force multiplier. It really helps us do our job efficiently and effectively.
Well, believe it or not, before we went with our pilot of ShotSpotter a couple of years ago, I was not a big fan because I felt like it would just generate more calls for service for my officers. And the results that we saw almost immediately with arrest for discharging of firearms, the shell casings that we collected for knife and entry, within a day or two, I had 180 degrees shifted my position.
I was a little skeptical of, the actual technology, how it was actually going to bring us to that location. Before, we would get phone calls, gunfire in the area, but we could search blocks and never find anything. And I remember one of the first calls when I was out there, and it took you exactly to the spot where, so we found some shell casings of a shooting. And to me, it was like magic, really. So it's been a great tool for us.
I really believe in ShotSpotter, especially if you're starting to progress toward a real-time crime center. You're going to need that ShotSpotter alert for all the other tools to start falling into place and working.
With the ShotSpotter technology, that's helping us identify those areas, those chronic areas where we've had gun violence. We're redeploying assets in those areas. We're actually seeing gun violence and homicides go down in those target areas. That builds confidence in the community.
All right, so that's one part of the video. The city of Lancaster has also taken on a system very much like this. Again, what this system is allowed for them to do, or police in particular areas, it could be even in your own local neighborhood, is allowed for law enforcement to detect where gunshots are. Obviously, we know gunshots sound exactly like fireworks and vice versa. And so it allows them to look up different heat signatures and things of that nature and use this sophisticated system in order to locate people and track where crimes are. Now, obviously, this is good. This is really good if you have a high crime rate and things of that nature. But keep in mind, this isn't just a system that is made to detect shots or firearms. It's also made to detect other things. And so I wanted to show you guys part of this clip as part of the firework detection things that they could use, or because it is being used in local cities and other people have even noticed it, like, gee, what else sounds like gunshots? We got fireworks. And so this could give law enforcement another reason for you guys to be just kind of be aware of your civil liberties and things that is going on, and keep you abreast of what's going on right now in local pyro news. And I said before, kind of held out on this story. I've known about it since about March. So this isn't anything that's brand new. It's been really talked about now for a lot of these other cities to really indoctrinate some of these additional practices. So let's see what else they have to say. All right, so the actual terminology is called the Digital Shield Initiative from the city of Lancaster. And of course, there's probably other cities initiating it. So here's some more information. I was able to scoop this up actually back in February. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
In response to a tragic road rage incident that senselessly claimed the life of a 4-year-old child, the city of Lancaster has unveiled its Digital Shield Initiative, aimed at bolstering public safety and swiftly apprehending suspects through advanced technology. Utilizing the city's existing technological resources, the suspects in the recent road rage homicide were swiftly located and apprehended. This tragic event has accelerated the city of Lancaster's commitment to fully implement the Digital Shield Initiative. The initiative is made up of 3 key features. Firstly, it incorporates cutting-edge technological tools that will empower and support law enforcement, helping them to respond to crime more efficiently. Secondly, innovative AI systems will be employed to monitor and prevent criminal activity, using technology to prevent said activity before it occurs. Lastly, the initiative will allow for comprehensive oversight of Lancaster through the use of real-time data from drones and cameras, along with gunshot detection technology. The launch of the Digital Shield Initiative signifies a progressive step forward for the city of Lancaster, reinforcing its commitment to the safety of residents and visitors alike. As technology becomes an integral part of modern law enforcement, Lancaster stands at the forefront, leading the way towards a safer and more secure future. To learn more about the Digital Shield Initiative, feel free to scan the QR code shown on screen or visit the link in the description.
All right, and for the last news story, we have a new campaign launched to prevent illegal fireworks from entering California. So what California wants to do is they want to work with the city of Nevada to scan everybody's driver's license who's from California, report that information back so that way they could track down who's buying fireworks and where they are storing it. Now, the only store that I know of that scans any type of driver's license or get your information is Phantom Fireworks in the city of Pahrump. Now, I know that it's illegal for any store or any retail store to scan your ID. If you guys remember, Best Buy and a lot of other retail stores tried doing that crap, and then of course a lot of their servers got hacked and whatnot. But essentially, it's illegal for them to scan your ID in order for you to make a purchase, because one, that's confidential information, and then two, they have to secure that information. They're not supposed to keep any records like that on file. Now, the only reason why the city, I'm sorry, not the city, but the store Phantom Fireworks, from my understanding, is required to do that is because they sold some fireworks to somebody a few years ago, and it came back that it was tied into some type of terrorist activity or whatever the case might be. And that's the only reason why Phantom has to do that. So essentially, let's go ahead and read here. Now there is a new push to stop illegal fireworks at the border before they're even brought into California. Last year, in the last 5 days before and after July 4th, Sacramento Metro Fire responded to 48 blazes caused by fireworks, a 60% increase over the previous year. They also helped 10 people hurt by fireworks, burn-related injuries, extremity injuries, you name it, and it's a challenge because a lot of these are preventable, said Metro Fire Battalion Chief. Yeah, what's his name? Authorities say the number of illegal fireworks being used in California continues to climb. California bans the sale of any fireworks that explode or launch into the air. However, those types of fireworks are not banned in Nevada, and there are multiple retail stores that offer them for sale. The California residents who are going to those stores and buying the product are bringing it back. California, let me erase this here. Bringing it back to California, said Dennis Revel, a TNT fireworks person. Yeah, I'm sure they're behind all this. Revel said there's a very little effort by federal and state officials to stop the influx of illegal products. When they're been brought back into California, they've been used recklessly, irresponsibly, he added. Now, keep in mind, TNT Fireworks sells the illegal firework type stuff, just not in California, but they do have booths in stores like in Tennessee and other places where they sell aerial fireworks, the same ones that they try to lobby against. Each year, hundreds of tons of illegal fireworks are confiscated, including 8,000 pounds found in a South Sacramento home last week. Regrettably, it's just a small fraction of what's out there, Revel said. He supports the two states signing an interstate compact to collaborate on enforcement. Stores in Nevada are already required to scan customers' driver's license, and this agreement would notify California law enforcement when a California makes a purchase. This is so illegal. You're not supposed to know where people are coming back and forth. You don't need a passport to let people know if you drive from California to New York or whatever the case might be. You should be able to travel anywhere in the United States without being tracked. In terms of curing the problem, that will only happen when and if we can impact the supply chain and keep the product from ever going into the state in the first place, Revel said. Many cities have increased penalties this year for those caught using illegal fireworks, and Sacramento County now bans the use of all fireworks after 10 p.m. So, yeah, they want to use your personal information to try to track any of this. Stores, they would be violating a lot of laws if they were trying to comply with this. But this guy is basically selling a bunch of stuff, putting smoke right up your behind, because stores in Nevada don't do this. Again, the only store that I know of that is required to scan an ID to make a purchase is Phantom Fireworks. That is it. So let's listen to a little bit of this video and see what kind of hogwash they got to put out.
Sacramento County received more than 1,500 complaints over fireworks last year. Now there's a new push to stop illegal fireworks at the border before they're ever even brought into California.
Tonight we're getting answers on how that would work.
Last year, in the 5-day period before and after the 4th, Sacramento Metro Fire responded to 48 blazes caused by fireworks, a 60% increase over the previous year.
We're very busy. We have a finite amount of resources.
They also helped 10 people hurt by fireworks.
Burn-related injuries, extremity injuries, you name it. And it's a challenge because a lot of these are preventable.
Authorities said the number of illegal fireworks being used in California continues to climb.
It has grown exponentially each year.
California bans the sale of any fireworks that explode or launch into the air. But those types of fireworks are not banned in Nevada, and there are multiple retail stores that offer them for sale.
The California residents who are going to those stores and buying the product are bringing it back into California.
Dennis Ravel with Safe and Sane firework manufacturer TNT says there's very little effort by federal and state officials to stop the influx of illegal products.
When they've been brought back into California, they've been used recklessly, irresponsibly.
Each year, hundreds of tons of illegal fireworks are confiscated, including 8,000 pounds found in a South Sacramento home last week.
Regrettably, it's just a small fraction of what's out there.
He supports the two states signing an interstate pact to collaborate on enforcement. Stores in Nevada are already required to scan a customer's driver's license, and this agreement would notify California law enforcement when a Californian makes a purchase.
In terms of curing the problem, that will only happen when and if we can impact the supply chain and keep the product from ever coming into the state in the first place.
So a lot of cities have increased penalties this year.
All right, Pyro, so there you have it. That is your 2024 news update. Wanted to kind of get as much in as possible, let you guys hear directly from the horse's mouth from a lot of this news, but that information is just totally absurd. I mean, trying to scam Pyro's information, they're trying to track you by your driver's license number, which you shouldn't have to. You don't give that to anybody. There's only been very rare circumstances where you need to give out your driver's license or enter information to anybody. And then the second thing is, what if you don't have a driver's license? I mean, you don't have to have a driver's license or whatever. And then what if you're staying with somebody else? So I'm sure a lot of lawyers would jump into something like this. But on top of it, again, today we covered the AI Dome tracking system. We had the lawsuit update. And then, of course, we had this tomfoolery about them trying to track Pyro. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, your thoughts are about the video. Also comment below and let me know. And keep in mind, I also have a tech channel, Diekin. I separated this channel from my regular tech stuff so that way you guys can find Pyro and Firework news a lot easier. But you guys have a safe and happy 4th of July. I really miss doing the live stream with the burn, but I know a lot of you guys are busy right now, and hope those of you who are prepping for your 4th of July show can take some time out and enjoy the video. I will catch you guys later. Peace out. This is Boom Diekin. Bye-bye.